everybody. Kathy Arbor here, and welcome to my studio. Gorgeous day here in Canada. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today, I'm going to be doing a little bit something different. Mixed media, definitely, but I'm going to be playing with some drawing, using dried flowers and some collage, a little bit of paint. Hey, Lena. So it's going to be fun. And I'm going to be doing it in my August folder. Hi, Eileen. Hey, Tina, CB, Tina. Good to see you all. Yeah, so I belong to a Facebook group called the Mixed Media Emporium, and I saw some really cool stuff there. There's some really interesting mixed media work being done there by different people that get you thinking. And this one lady is Katharina Zeffert, is her name. And she did these really cute little creatures. And she scanned weed heads, like seed heads of weeds, and then added the little feet and eyes and stuff like that to the scanned image. It was really cute. Hey, Joan. Gail. Hey, Colleen. Everybody, good to see you all. Hi, Nash. So I thought, I want to try that. It looks so cute. And my sister's she's still here for the week. And she brought some of these carrots, and they were really deformed. But they look cool. Well, here's one of them. What does that look to you? About a foot. That's what it reminds me of. Hey, Devin. So I thought, I'm going to scan a bunch of these, and then I'm going to play with them. Hey, Nana. So I did scan some. I scanned some of my flower seed pod heads. I've cut some out, but see, stuff like this. And I made different sizes. So here's some of the carrots. And I made them into smaller sizes. Here's some more heads, seed heads. So you can go out and find, like this is Queen Anne's lace, and this is a grass, and that's a seed pod from a weed of some sort. So you basically just go and find some seed heads and see what you can do with them. Use your imagination. So what Catherine did was she took a black pen. I'll use this marker. I'll bring you in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Which she did. Like you could line them up on your scanner bed and make them in a row. That's what she did. She kind of had them a little hill like this, and then she had all the seed heads on the hill. But, so what she did was say this was the head of the whatever you want to make, and she put these little googly eyes on them, or ears. And then, so maybe that's the eyes. You could put you could have put a nose on them. Maybe little teeth, buck teeth. And then she had them stop so far down, and then she put these shoes on them. And it was so cute. So you could put little shoes on them. Maybe a bow tie. And she had them walking, and like this little guy, maybe this guy has it's a little bird head. Who knows? And then you could have the feet down here. You could make big feet if you wanted to. Like, it's so fun. Or you could make the legs. You could make that and maybe bring a leg down here so it's walking. Same with this one. That could be somebody's head or hair. Maybe she has a big nose. You could cut this part off. So this is her neck, and then make her body from there. So just take that out, use that as her head. And her eye would be in there. So there's so many ways of doing it. And then I thought, well, what else could I do with it? So then I had one of the, I cut this out from one of the scans. This is the dead part of a tiger lily. So it's withered out, and this is the stem. Okay, so we have that. Then I took those carrots, and we could put those down here as her feet. And this is the Queen Anne's lace. Well, we could use that as a little skirt. And then we can make her face. So there's so many things you can do. I thought it was so cute. And then when I started thinking about that, well, I remembered that I had a whole bunch of plants that I had pressed a while back when I first got into the printing. And so I went and got them, and they are all dried now. And I also, over the past few days, where did I put it? Put it somewhere. I saw on one of the streams somewhere that they were drying leaves with wax paper and a dry iron. And it just does work. I didn't press this after I was done, and I should have, and then it would have been flatter. But it did dry them out, and it did preserve them. Yeah, it's fun. You know, like these could be wings. If you want to make a fairy or whatever, she could have wings. They're just one set, depends how many you want to use. There's these. These are off of a plant. Look how nice they are. They're really nice. And this you could use as parts of it as wings. So I thought I was gonna, first I was just gonna use the photocopies, and then I thought, no, I want to put some real stuff in. So that's what I plan to do right now, and other things, but I was working on this folder this week. So I did put these in. So these are cut with a border. I'll bring you out a little bit. So you can see my whole folder. So I glued them in between, but it gives you a nice fancy border, and that's just those border punches by Martha Stewart. And I just put these that I had drawn last week in. So it doesn't make it too bulky in the center where you're right here, because that's where we're going to bind. So you don't want something too thick in there. So I thought right in here, I was thinking of painting a vine coming up here, and then when you folded it over, there'd be a bunch of tomatoes on a vine. And then we can also draw stuff on the backs of these. So I wanted to put this fairy on here, on this side. So I'm just going to use some matte medium or gel medium for this. Hey, Kim, Carrie Ann, everyone that came in. Good to see you all. So you could do this with fall leaves, would be really neat. And if you put them in between the wax paper when you're pressing them with a dry iron, that wax transfers onto your leaf, but at the same time, the heat is causing the leaf to lose its moisture, and then it protects it. It's not as fragile with the wax on it. So I thought these were really, and I do like fairies, so I've been experimenting a lot with the fairy thing. So I thought I would try this first, then we can draw a face on it. Maybe some more body parts. So just put some matte medium on. You have to be quick because this is a photocopy. It's not a laser. So you can't play with it too much or the ink will start to run. So you kind of have to be quick about putting down the color part. Here's his feet. One of her feet. And they don't have to be the same size. Yeah. Here we go. And then, now I do have this, or where is it? I have these dried ones. Now I could put them on. I got lots of them in the back, so maybe I'll use that. I'm just going to cut the stem off. See how nice they dried of books on top of it. That was about 3 weeks ago, I guess. So just put enough matte medium on. And I think I'll have it going like that. Just carefully put your matte medium over top and let her dry. I think I'll put this on. One could go there. That looks like a nub from where her wings would be. Use your imagination. It's fun. You never know what you're going to come up with. Let's see. I think I'll have it going down like that. Just try to put enough on that it sticks. This got a little bit of a bow in it, so it may not stick completely. The majority will be, though. Right there. And this will dry clear, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, so let that dry. And then this here, I was thinking of drawing a little house on it. Maybe a fairy house. Would be cute. Hey, Kathy. Tanya. Awesome. Good to see you all here. Jilly. Kim. Debbie. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside and I'm going to show you, I did get a couple books. So if you don't want to get enabled, you can look away. Now, the first book I have here is Cozy Days. And she had Araville. She has a YouTube channel. Check her out. She has beautiful illustrations. Yep, Eileen, it's books. And this book's been out for a couple of years. And I have been following her for quite some time. I love her style of work. This is similar to that other artist that we did this. Very similar. Kathy, you remember, you did yours. There was quite a few of you that did this. And hers is a more village type thing. But she does have people in this also, which I like. But this is a beautiful, beautiful book. And she shows all her different ways of doing things in this book. Her different styles, her sketchbooks, and she even shows you the materials that you need to do this. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. So there is how to bind. She does a certain type of binding on her books. But if you like this type of illustration, this is a gorgeous book. There's the bird I did. That was quite a few years ago. You probably remember it. Even how to make your own watercolor. So it's both an instructional book and it's also eye candy. Just a beautiful book. And she does these cute little characters, different emotions on their faces. She talks about how to draw them and what's important for illustration as far as the face emotions. It's a great book. Yeah, and she's got a really good YouTube. The only thing she hasn't been on for a little while, probably a year, too busy or what, but she has a ton of videos there. And she has her own web page too, that you could buy her stuff. She has prints and cups and stuff like that. And the other one was this. Collaging Moments, and it's a guide for retro journaling. And this is a really good book for those of you that like to use more collage type handwriting in your books. And she explains all her process. She goes into format and composition, colors. Let's see. Yeah. Her process, materials, methods and ways of collecting materials, papers, gadgets, layout methods, techniques in keeping a tidy layout, multi-layered collages, interesting accessories in the notebook, methods of color matching, 4 seasons. Then she shows her weekly journal, talks about diary journals, book journals, film journals, travel journals. Like it could be anything for you, which is nice. This is why I like it. Gives you a little bit of more information on how to do this. Just isn't a bullet journal or, you know, a weekly type of journal. It's everything. And she does all kinds of layouts and shows you step by step what she was thinking and where she gets her collage material and what she's looking for and why she's looking for that type of collage material. Printing your own and drawing your own stickers, that type of thing. It's a really good book. So it's, you know, if you're unsure on how to even get started, this is a really good book because it gives you a step-by-step type of thing of what she's doing for each type of journaling. How to store your stuff. It's a great book. And it's a nice size. I like the size too. Yeah, Eileen, it's always good to get a step-by-step to see what they're thinking and why they're thinking that way type of thing. That's what I like to look for. Because it's one thing just to lay out a bunch of pictures and say, put this here, put that there. But she explains why it's going there and here, which is nice. Did you put the link in? You can. I think it's a fairly new book. Let's see. Yeah, 2020. It's this year. So it's a new book. Thanks, Eileen. So I just thought I'd show you those. I only show you stuff that I think you'd like and that would help you. All right, so looks like I'm gonna have to take a dryer to this. So hair dryer or heat gun. So any of you guys doing anything different in your journaling these days? Once the leaf is in that matte medium, it tends to soften, and then you can push it down and it'll stay there. So now I'm gonna put a little face in here. Maybe enhance some stuff, put some ground in. Yeah, that's much better. It's right down now, so it's not going to come up. You got it. Good enough. These are my little creatures that I'm making out of. This is a scan of one of my tiger lilies that was dead, and then a little bit of a stem on it. These were carrots that my sister brought up, and I took a scan of them. I thought they looked like feet. Don't they look like feet? Little weird feet for fairies or sprites or whatever. And then I used some Queen Anne's lace for the skirt. See, I had some pressed stuff. And these are leaves that I had pressed. And there are the wings. I have to paint the toenails. Yeah, I should. So, put some weeds in between parchment paper and set some books on it. And then in a few weeks, they'll be good. Or you can do the wax paper iron thing, but you have to make sure you put some books on it for a couple days after, just so that they don't ripple a little bit. Because that's what I find they did. They're dry, but they did ripple. See? So if I had to put them under something heavy after I had ironed them, they would have stayed flat. Thanks, Shelley. I like to think outside the box. You get bored of the same old things. It's always fun to just try something different. If it doesn't work, oh well, on to the next one. That's the way I look at it. Now, we could go in with pencil crayons, or we could just use marker or pen. Let's see. So I'm thinking, let's see, where's her? I think her, I'm calling her, could be a him. The eyes are going to be bugged out. So like this. And so we'll have it like a, I don't know, a lizard eye? Sure, why not? Looks more interesting. And let's see. Color lips. Should we do them red or maybe orange like her hair? Let's see. Bring my colored pencils over. No, it's not going to go over. I'm going to have to get, let's see what I got here. In here. I might have to paint it. Just a smidge. Some paint here. And a fine, fine brush. I should have one. That'll do. And we'll just give her, might have to give her a couple coats. And we can always go back in and define things a little more. And maybe start off with the orange. You could call her Carrot. That's funny, Devin. Yeah. I got some sepia pen here. Is this dry enough? Should be. Just want to make sure it's not going to work. Might have to go in with the black. Yeah. It's too small. I think the marker works better. Paint markers are Posca. So those of you that have Poscas, use them. Kathy, that is an amazing box of colored pencils. Oh, yeah. Well, it's a little bit mixed. This is the Caran d'Ache Pablos. And then I got some luminance, odds and sods of luminance. I don't have a full set of luminance. I do love them, but you can't get them here in Canada. So I'm just following some of the veining in the leaves that's already there. Just enhance bits and pieces of them. Let's see. She has, I think I'm gonna fill that in. Let's see. Paintbrush. Maybe a little bit of gray. Or black green is this? No, this is black green. Make her legs join the feet a little more. And then I can a little bit of glazing medium on my brush. Just give her something to stand on. Shadowing. Make your toes a little bit shadowed. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the orange. Make her legs show up more. Take it into the foot so it looks like it's joined. Might have to go in with a bit of white. And let's see. Color I should give her green. Some highlights. Maybe here, lighten it just a smidge for her nose. Let's see what we can do with these toes. like that matte medium. I love detail, so all right, so far. Their wings aren't totally dry yet. They're fun to make. You should try making them. It doesn't have to make sense either. It's just play with them and put a shine on her toenails. There. The little things that count. She doesn't have to have arms. Maybe that's just how she is. Let's see, what else can we do? Let's emphasize the hair a little bit. So take some nice dark, maybe a dark red. Where did I put that? There it is. Let's put some more definition. So just basically finding the areas of the photocopy, the darker areas, and just enhancing it a little bit more. And take just a black for the real dark areas. And you can do as much or as little as you want. It's whatever you like. Some people don't like doing a lot of detail. Me, I love it. Here. Maybe a little bit more in here. Ooh. I think she's cute. So you can just go bonkers in what you want to put in. Here we could have a little house. Put a little garden in it or something. Let's see, white pencils. This is black. What was that? What's that paper you made me get, Eileen? Oh, actually, that's a. Don't want that one. All right, so if we were going to make a little, just something, you know, doesn't have to be like really, I like sketchy. Architecture when I'm doing like in my notebook or my journal. I like that sketchy look, more of what do you call it? Urban sketching. So let's have a Victorian home. Something. Could have scallops, the cedar shake on this part of the roof. They used to have all kinds of decorative slate roofs and cedar shake, wood, whatever. So you don't have to get really, really detailed if you don't want to. Then they usually had this, what was this called? Dental. And they had these kind of, I can't think of the name of them, where your overhang was. There was these big scalloped things. Let's put, maybe the door can go here. The doors were usually elaborate. Pillars beside it, or they had a key. What do they call them? Key something on the tops of the doors and windows sometimes. to just play. Get out your white colored pencil or white marker. Pastel would work. See, I'll have the door partly open so it's more welcoming. And then a nice little window here. Let's see, we'll just put one in. And they were fairly long a lot of the times. A lot of them had shutters too, but I'm not going to put shutters in. And they had headers in them and sills. Put this one out a bit more. And maybe a flower box. Then steps or a porch. Oh, we'll just put steps in here. That. And a little flagstone. As you get down further, your view would be bigger, so they're flattened more as you're going farther away, and larger when you come towards you. And that gives you the depth. So then a bright color. Now let's do some, let's see, maybe a little bit of brickwork. Don't put a lot in. I wouldn't do the whole thing. It looks neater if you just put a bit in. Sometimes on the corners. So I found creatures who don't exist. Black patty paper. Is that what it's called, Eileen? I thought it was black Eileen paper. I'm going to put the edge of the flagstone in the front parts, because you'd be able to see just on some of them. Make them a little smaller as you go up. And then like so. Then I can take a bright green. Let's put some, see if this will show. Just some foliage. Just scribbles is all I'm doing. Just a few little grass. In here. And then I'm going to take maybe a white, and I'm going to put I'm going to make it a birch tree. So I'm going to put a lot of this white crossing it. And I think what I'm going to do, so you can use one of these for the treetop. So get my matte medium out again. Where did I put my, there it is. Some more matte medium. Okay, where did I put it? Oh, there it is. You can have one like that. Because I've used colored pencil, it's not going to come off when I use anything wet on it because of the oil base, or depending on what type of pencils you have, a wax base, it'll be a resist. Let's see. Should have another one. There. So now I'll just dry that. Keystone, that's it. It'll flatten once I have this closed for a little while too. Kind of looks like trees. That's cool. I think I'm gonna go and pick a bunch more. I like those. Yeah. So far, they look cool. So then I could go in with my white marker if I wanted to. Thanks, guys. And white marker will be a little bit brighter. So let's pick one side of where it would be the brightest. Here. I like that. That's cool. So you could actually use more of this if you want to do, say, flowers. You could snip little, let's see. So you see the individual ones, they all have a little individual part. So you could actually take alcohol markers and color these different colors, like for different colored flowers and stick them into the, here's my scissors, the ground as flowers or flower pots, that type of thing. So need a, let's see, I have a, get a marker. Some pink. I'm just going to do it off the side here. I'm just dabbing it. I'm not stroking it. I'm just dabbing it. So I don't want to break it. I'll show you in a minute. Maybe I can pick it up. See? So then you could take that and use it in, won't show up as nice on this, but as a little, a bunch of, I don't know, geraniums or something. And you just put down your matte medium. Need tweezers. And then you just throw it on. And then dry it. Isn't it cute? Hi, Suzanne. Azure, good to see you all here. So once that's totally dry, then it'll be clear. See how that's so cute. So simple little house. I like adding the natural stuff to it. That really looks cool. It's giving me a whole bunch of ideas. So go out and see if you can find some Queen Anne's lace, or what's in this United, or in the UK. I think you have it, and it's called cow parsley. Is it? You can do this with anything, really. Leaves. Just try and think outside the box. I like the scribble line work a lot. Yeah, as the little leaves and stuff. You don't have, like, that's the fun of it. They're rough, but with nature, eh? So these would make awesome little cards. I think. Yeah, so yeah, make some creatures so you can play with all kinds of stuff. Let's see what else I got here. You know, you're using your alcohol to color them. You could do that with your flowers that you here, let me find my other ones. See what we got here. So we have those. And this was another one I ironed. See, these would even make really neat trees. Just this one whole thing would make a neat tree. There's the smoke bush. So that would look cool as a tree. Here's some delphinium. You could have that as a tree also. How about this as a tree? Take these off. There's a little, this is just that grass that's gone to seed. So you could actually have these as evergreens. Some more larkspur. More of these. So seed heads or whatever you can find. Just try it. You never know what you're going to dream up. Okay, these are cute. These could be, we could end up putting faces in here as little fairies. I picked a bunch of these. I love them. Here's a rose with the a few buds. Another rose. Speedwell. This was oh, what's it called? Sundrops, I think they call them. And if you put this upside down, you got a skirt for a fairy or an umbrella. There's an umbrella that went inside out. You could have it like this with the lady grabbing it or a fairy grabbing it because the wind took it away. There's another one. It's easy. I don't remember what these are called. They got, you know, this could be the hair of a fairy or a hat. Well, these are the pampas grass. Is it pampas grass? I think so. So, you know, it could be a broom, Could be part of a palm tree. It could be a dress, part of the dress of around the inside of it to make it look like a wing. Here's a bunch of delphinium flowers. Those could be all kinds of stuff. You got to think outside the box. Let your imagination go crazy. Even if it doesn't make sense. There's another one of those sun drops. This is yarrow. And it's more dimensional. It's a little thicker. But that in itself looks like a tree. You know, in the distance, you could have as a tree. And there's a little bird sitting on it. Now these are clematis, and they're very, very delicate. But wouldn't they make awesome wings, fairy wings? Because they're very see-through, very, very see-through. And so it was odd. Some of the clematis, the centers completely disintegrated. So the petals no longer, like this one, it's almost fully. So very, very delicate. More roses. This is from my I'm not thinking today. Hosta flowers. They would make cool wings also, or little dresses. So you could have a wing like this, 2 wings. Oop. More rose. That's a neat little dress or a wing. You could almost make that into a bird wing too. You can cut them too. You don't have to leave them as is. You can cut them. This is more clematis. These are the purple ones, but see, make them into really neat things. More clematis. These are perennial geranium. They would be cool. Just going up the side of your page. It's just pretty. And more clematis. So that's all I got of those. I'll probably get more as the summer goes through. These were cool. I don't remember what they were though. And then these were just leaves from my elderberry. So try, even dandelions would be pretty squished. All right. Kathy, you could do a transparent journal with those. Yes, I could. And that would be awesome. Yeah, you could sandwich them in between plastic or vellum or that type of thing. Those ones I showed, they were just pressed, CB. I just pressed them in between parchment paper and then put a bunch of heavy books on top of them and left them for about 3 to 4 weeks, and then they were good. You should illustrate books with all this magical fairy. Yeah, I would love to make a book up of little creatures and fairies and whatever. But there you go. There's my foot carrot that was all deformed, and when you're looking at when you get your vegetables out of your gardens, you got some weird funky ones. Take a picture of them or scan them. They're really neat. Like, you can do this all different ways. You could have this as his body, and maybe, I don't know, maybe he's got 4 heads or 5 heads. Just don't know. You're welcome. And then you could add it, your stamps too. Where is it? I have a stamp of dragonfly wings that is very realistic. Here's, see? That's one side of the dragonfly wing. So you could use those even if you don't want to put like leaves on. I could have put your wings from. People have all kinds of wing stamps, I'm sure. So you just play with it and see what you can dream up. So we have this little guy. That turned out cute. I like him. So as I work through this, see, now this is all messed up, but I can always paint over that. When you're playing with your folders, don't worry about having a pristine folder. If you get something on it, just paint over it or put paper over it, and then draw something on the paper. Hey, Candy. So this is what I'm using my file folders is to show the stuff that I've thought about or dreamt up or created or whatever. With this file folder, it's also showing what I've streamed. And I like to have a record of that. So that's how I'm keeping a record. You could also put, maybe draw on this side. I could have an actual photograph of this flower. And this one, you could do notes on it. You could make, there's all kinds of videos out there for the pockets and envelopes and all that stuff. So, just play with it. Each one you do, you'll get more ideas. And then at the end of the year, when we have all these made, you can almost use this as a reference for your next time you do something. Or maybe you want to continue this for the next year. And write notes about where you found the idea, or maybe you have a step-by-step you want to put in. So at the back of this, I could give the steps of how I did this. But it's like a reference. Now you could do this in your art journal if you wanted to. I just thought that this was a great idea because I like the file folder thickness. You can do anything on it and it's not going to fall apart on you. And then I know a lot of you are really into the book making right now, so it's almost like making little mini books too. And then we'll do one big um, book we'll assemble in the end, and then make a really nice cover for it out of material or collage or whatever you want to do. Any questions? Welcome back, Shelley. No questions? Okay. Now you could even use your, if you wanted to use this as collage, you could do collage, flowers on top of it, and then paint something on top of that if you want to use up some of your different napkins everybody's been getting. I also have jelly plate papers. These are from the ones that we did a while back where I was throwing on all kinds of plants, and then I had to take off a lot of tissue and stuff. Now, I'm also kind of keeping this paper with similar colors, so the black, the cream, the white, and the flowers are going to be the contrast. Wonderful. Thanks, Devin. I can't wait for October Folio to watch you make monsters. Oh, yeah, I got some ideas. I don't know. I've always loved doing this type of stuff. And then when I saw Catherine do those photocopies of the grasses, I thought, I got to try this. So get your stuff before the snow comes so we can play more and more with this stuff. You never know what we're going to make. So that's it for today. I got my sister up, so it's going to be a little bit of a shorter stream, but I hope you liked it. If you got any ideas on what you want to do, let me know. Also, YouTube has put in a new feature, which is awesome. And for those that haven't joined the membership, you can actually go on my channel page now and see what videos and content is in the membership. So if you're thinking about it and you're not too sure, take a look at that. And for the members, the last Friday of the month, I'll be doing the Blooming Artists live show for you. So stay tuned for that. I'll send out a notice of all the supplies you'll need. And thanks, Kathy. Always fun. Great. I'm glad you liked it. And get outside, draw, pick some stuff, and see what you can do with it. I'd love to see it. Post it on Instagram and tag me, Kathy Arbor, and I'd love to see what you dreamt up. Thanks, Dot. All right, so we'll see you soon, and have a great weekend, everybody. Stay creative.